Welcome to the video. This is gonna be a Q&A video, college video. My roommate is coming later, so I don't know, she might walk in while I'm filming, but I know that she's coming later this afternoon, so that's that. Update you guys on stuff and answer your questions. I put a question box on my Instagram, so I wrote down in a notebook questions you guys asked, and I'm gonna read those off and give you guys the best explanations that I can. Yes, so my roommates have not come back, so I'm just me in the dorm. Perfect. I guess I can't change the fact that the lighting in here is just not great. Second semester is about to start. I'm excited. My hair is still slightly damp because I just showered, but it's looking fluffy and nice, so mood. Okay, so I want to first tell you guys that I am a pre-med freshman in college. First semester I did not take any pre-med courses, but I did come in with a little bit of PSEO credits, which are summer course credits. Second semester begins in just 2 days, which is insane. First question, do you plan to go to med school? Elena asked. Yes, I do plan to go to med school. That's the ultimate goal. There definitely is a checklist of things that you need, which is good grades, good MCAT score, volunteering, shadowing, research. You can have amazing grades, amazing MCAT. There are so many other people just like that, and so that is just like the base. Like, you need to have traits that stand out and they want to see who you are as a person. There's also an interview. That's what I'm probably most excited for, because I know I'm gonna kill my interview. I'm so passionate about that. I like talking to people. As much of an introvert as I am, I'm also an extrovert. I'm like an ambivert. It's kind of hard to describe my personality sometimes. It's just Sophie Mears. There's definitely that checklist of things, but you need to also stand out. And so that's what I'm trying to do, is like build myself. I already know who I am as a person, and I want to be able to express that in like things that I do. And so hopefully I can show that. We have a really, really good med school in my home state. I want to go to that med school because it's great for orthopedics, lots of resources for females, because there aren't a lot of female orthopedic surgeons. It's a very largely male dominated field. I shadowed, and a lot of the girls there said the school here is great for women. That's gonna be so awesome for me, because I want to have mentors who are women, as well as male mentors. I think it's good to have both. I think it's important to have both perspectives. Second one, what does your daily week look like school-wise? Guro, I don't know if I'm saying your name right, sorry, but Guro. Also, I don't have a water bottle right now, so I'm using a pitcher to get my water in. Water bottle that I ordered comes in. Okay, I'll pull up my school schedule actually, and I'll show you. I just switched out of a writing intensive course. Not all med schools require it. My advisor wanted me to take it, but honestly, I think I might just save that writing intensive course for later. And for now, I'm just gonna focus on my major requirements. So let me pull up my schedule. Here's my schedule. So you can see I plan everything so I'm able to lift in the morning, because I like to lift in the morning. I have the most energy, and after a day of classes in school, trust me, you can go to the gym after, like, good for you. And sometimes I have to do that too, but it's tough. It's definitely tough. Monday I have English and chem lecture. English is from 11 to 11:50, then chem lecture is from 1:20 to 2:10, and it's the only two classes I have that day. Bam, that's nice. I'm gonna lift in the morning. I have the afternoon to study, do whatever. On Tuesday, I have Afro and Mare 154 and Chem 104 discussion, and those aren't till afternoon. Like, my Afro and Mare lectures 1:20 to 2:10, and then my chem discussion is 2:25 to 3:15. So again, I have the whole morning open. Wednesday, I have chem lab 7:45 a.m. to 10:45 a.m. I remember when I started in the same class first semester, because you guys know I dropped the class initially first semester, the same class. I had the lab from 11 to 2, so 11 to 2, and the dining hall closed at 2. So I would finish lab and be so hungry and just like, no, like, I absolutely hate this. So I'm banging it out in the morning on Wednesday. So my lab is 7:45 a.m. to 10:45 a.m. and I'm so happy about that. Also, my friend Luna is in the same lab, and I love you so much, Luna, if you're watching this. She's like the coolest person, so I could talk her up forever. And then I have English after that from 11 to 11:50, and then chem lecture from 1:20 to 2:10. So on Wednesday I have chem lab and chem lecture. So I'll have to lift in the afternoon on Wednesday, or I might reprogram my workout schedule to make Wednesday my rest day. I feel like that'd be more compatible with my schedule if I made Wednesday my rest day, because it's like the busiest day. Thursday, I have Afro-Amer lecture from 1:20 to 2:10, and then Chem 104 from 2:25 to 3:15. Thursday is the same as my Tuesday, so those are pretty open. And then Friday, I have English lecture, Afro-Amer 154 discussion, and Chem lecture, and those are in the afternoon too. These overlap, and so I'm trying to get that figured out right now. I've been emailing the teacher to switch because my classes are overlapping. I don't even know how I was able to sign up for them when they overlap, because usually you get blocked from that, but that's just the universe saying, Sophie, I'm putting you in the right classes. It's gonna all work out for you how it's supposed to. Because that's my mindset about everything, is that it's not everything is like my choice, and I think that everything that's meant to me is gonna come to me. Does anyone else think that way? Like, yes, I take action and I know what I want and I go after it, but I think that the things that are meant to be for me are gonna come into my life somehow, and whether I go after that or not, like, I think it's for a reason. If something goes wrong or something bad happens, or something goes how I don't expect it or how I don't want to, I always think, you know what, that happened for a reason. It might not have been my choice, but it's not supposed to be my choice, because I think like the universe is doing that for me, and it's, you know, sometimes not always going to give me what I want, it's going to give me what I need. It's got to come deep, but honestly, it's true. That's what I think about it. I don't know if anybody else thinks that way, but okay. What major did you choose, and how have you gotten clinical hours so quickly? This is from Joy. So you probably saw my Instagram story, me posting in the hospital, and that's because I used to volunteer at this hospital in like 9th, 10th grade of high school, and I had to stop because of COVID. So the hospital just opened back up for volunteering, so that's why I'm back. But volunteering is kind of a tedious process. You have to get like a background, fingerprint, background check, all that stuff. And same with shadowing. Shadowing is tedious too. So hop on that if you can, if you're pre-med. Like, volunteering, I cannot even describe how much I love it. Like, dedicating your time to someone else and other people, even if you're a self-centered person like me, and that sounds bad, but self-centered in a good way, you know, like you care about yourself, value yourself, but donating your time to other people there's something so gratifying about it. It's just, it's so nice. It makes you feel so good, and it's one of those things where it's like the gift to the giver is giving, and that's how I feel. Like, I feel rewarded even just giving my time. It makes me feel happy. Do it if you can. Just even a few hours here and there makes a difference on other people's lives and your own, you know? Like, it will benefit you, I promise. I have met so many cool people just in like guest services in the hospital, and I didn't know that I would, but I'll talk to people, and then I'll walk them to their destination in the hospital, and by the time I get to the elevator or their destination, I feel like I know so much about this person. We're talking, and it's cool. It's cool. I'm meeting people I've never met before, and I probably won't see again, but that's like, I love that. People's perspectives on lives and people's experiences on life. Okay, biggest advice for a high schooler wanting to pursue pre-med. Aiden asked this. I would say, honestly, first of all, know how to work hard, and I got that from IB. I got that from my grades. Like, people will say, oh, high school grades don't matter, like, do whatever you want. Once you get to college, it does matter. Okay, but if you like completely BS'd your way through high school and didn't even try, you're gonna struggle in college because you don't have that base. Trust me, it's gonna be way easier for someone who did well in high school and actually tried in high school to have those same habits in college, versus someone in high school who just has the mindset of, oh, I'll start working hard once I get to college. Like, start as early as you can. There's no harm in that. I think it's going to benefit you more than anything. Work on your grades, get into a college that you want, find a college that you want to go to, and like make that your goal. Maybe be like, okay, I don't want to study tonight, but I want to get into that college and I'm going to, so I'm going to study, you know? That's what I would do. That's the first thing, is working hard, learning how to work hard. And second thing is, do you want to be in medicine? Do you know anything about medicine? Maybe volunteer in the hospital, and even though you're not in the, you know, job directly, just becoming acclimated to that environment, the hospital environment, seeing nurses, seeing doctors, talk to people about their jobs. I always, when I'm volunteering, I'm always like, hey, you're a resident? So how are the hours? Because you always hear that the residents are working these terrible hours, 80 hours a week, and they're actually starting to put limits on that, which thank goodness. but I'll ask like, hey, do you like your job? Do you enjoy your job? And people will talk about it, and especially when people are passionate about their jobs, I love talking about it. This, like, I'll talk to PAs and surgeons and nurses who come in, they'll say, I love my job, blah, 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 and that's cool. And just hearing people's passions, you might be able to relate and see if you want to go into that field. So try to get yourself into the environment of medicine a little bit more if you can. Is college just like you imagined it would be? Iara, please let me know. But this girl is one of my biggest supporters. Shout out to Iara. You are so sweet. You're like, do you hear me stuttering? Such a sweet person. I've been one of my biggest supporters. I have some people really stand out, seriously. Like your DMs and like your messages to me, it stands out and it means a lot. So thank you. Is college just like you imagined it would be? Not the people. I was expecting to be surrounded by adults, and I don't feel like I'm surrounded by adults. I feel like I'm surrounded by high schoolers and kids, which is like, I guess like I work with that, and of course like there are people that I love and people that I meet that are awesome, but a lot of people aren't me, like the type of people that I thought were gonna be here. Trust me, yeah, you are stepping into like a whole new world kind of, but at the same time, like if you're the college age, don't worry about not feeling like old enough, because once you get here, you realize that everybody is like the same, like, you know. And also, what else is different? I'm trying to think back to what I expected, because I used to have dreams about what college would be like, and it's a lot like I imagined, actually. Party life, the setup, the whole dorm situation, it's a lot like that. It's not like I imagined. Do you live in the same state as the college you go to? Asked Alex. No, I don't. I live in a different state, but it's a pretty close drive. So, well, it's like 5 hours, so it's nice. Pretty nice. I want it to be like, if I wanted to be far enough away where I get a new environment, and I think that's important too, is to move away and just experience different atmosphere, even if it's only one more state, and you will be getting a different feel for somewhere else besides home. And I think that's important for everybody to branch out at least once in your life, to move away from home, spend time away from home, just so you can get that experience. Specialization yet? Asks Amanda. So I think you might think I'm in med school, but I'm not. Oh, you're asking what I want to specialize in. Orthopedic surgery. Yeah, that's like ever since 5th grade, I was like, I want to be a sport-specific orthopedic surgeon, and I don't know exactly why. It's probably because I had my first surgery on my birthmark. Like, I have this big scar on my shoulder, and that's like, I had my first surgery, and I was like fascinated by surgery. But orthopedic surgery, yeah, that's the answer. Is college as hard as people make it out to be? How does everything work? Asks Anea. Anea, cutie from the lifting club, and she's still in high school. It's not as hard as people make it out to be, depending on what classes you take and what your major is, because there are some classes here that are so easy, and there are some classes that are so hard. It's a spectrum, okay? So you might have some classes that are really difficult, and you might have some classes that are easy, and those are just fillers, you know? You're spending most of the time in these classes, but these classes are easy, so it's good to have a mix of both. It might be as hard as people make it out to be to you, but to me it's not, because I think my high school experience was really difficult, and so I feel used to this. But for lots of people, I'm sure it is a big transition. I'm sure it is harder, up to the individual. When's the best time to go to the gym with all homework and classes? What do you prefer? Asks Lucy. So I like to go in the morning. Like I said, with homework and classes and everything, I like to go. I love my morning workouts. I have the most energy in the morning. I get some caffeine if I need it, grab an apple or a snack or something, and I work out. And I feel like there's way less people in the morning. Like, there definitely is a morning crew, and it's busy all day, but the afternoons is like a different level of crowded, you know? So Courtney says, talk about college. I'm the same age as you, and I want to hear your thoughts, experience. Aw, thanks, Courtney. I love your name, by the way. College has been great. I love it. I love the independence. But when you think about it, it's not completely on your own. You have your food made for you. You have, teachers. You have resources. free tutoring resources. You know, everything you need is out there. You just need to look for it, and you just need to take advantage of it if need be. I really like college, so it's so much better than high school because my classes are spread out and I get to choose my schedule. Like, there are sections for different classes, tons of sections, and you can choose, like, manipulate your schedule in a way where you'll have classes, you know, earlier in the day or later in the day. You can make it even so you don't have a class on like Friday or Thursday if you manipulate your schedule well, and that's awesome. I love that. I'm not sitting in a classroom for 8 hours, 7 hours like I was in high school, and that's probably the most freeing thing. The most freeing thing. I love the ability to make my own schedule. I love it. If you're not in college, just you wait. You're gonna be so happy. It's awesome. And also, I just definitely try to branch out and talk to people, even if you're shy. You know, you won't regret it. You won't regret talking to people. In fact, you're not going to remember talking to them in a few years anyway, so just go for it. Yeah. Okay, Paige asks, do you take creatine? No, I don't take creatine anymore. I don't really have an interest in taking it. It makes me dehydrated. Okay, Bryn asks, hey girl, I would love your take on how to balance your time on self-prioritization in relationships. Also being single versus a relationship for self-growth. Wow, that's a good question. 2 parts. So the first part, take on how to balance your time, self-prioritization in relationships. So I think it's important that people can live on their own, and of course when you're in a relationship it might become second habit to do things with your partner all the time, but it's good to still do what you want to do and have your own passions, you know? Self-prioritization should come first and relationship is second, because if you can't prioritize yourself and if you can't spend time with yourself and you're not happy with yourself, how can you bring your best to somebody else? You know, I think about that all the time, and that's why I'm so happy that I work on myself and I'm into self-improvement, is because, like, I'm gonna bring the best person that I can to someone else because I know myself and I've spent so much time on myself, and I'm content with myself. There's a lot of myselfs, but it's true. Of course it's natural to want to be with somebody, like that's human nature, it's biology, that's just in us. Getting to a place where you're not even looking and you're just waiting for something, I think is the best thing that you can do. What does that mean? That means doing what you like. If you like to dance, dance. Express yourself in ways that make you happy and that you're passionate about, you know, like lifting, like going to the gym and doing that for you because you know you're gonna feel better. That all just reinforces to yourself who you are, and I think it boosts your confidence. And single versus relationship for self-growth, obviously I'm gonna say single for self-growth. I think being single is such a privilege in a way, at least for a good amount of time, because you actually are forced to learn how to be alone and not relying on somebody. And obviously you still have friends and stuff, but a romantic partner is a different story. I honestly do think that it changes your daily life because you are obligated, like you are connected with that person. And so your life is gonna be different with them in it, and that might be a great thing, or it might be not a good thing for you. And that's why I think it's important that you find somebody that you can really connect with and that allows you to be your best and lifts you up. It should be a support system. I would say stay single until you have a strong desire to be in a relationship with someone. And that someone shouldn't just be anybody. It should be someone. Like I say someone, like someone. Get to a point where you're content with yourself, you're happy with yourself, you're working on yourself, and you're fine with yourself. But if somebody comes into your life, or you find somebody that you think you would want to be a part of their life and you would want to be in a relationship with, go for it, you know? But that's not just anybody. That's not like just the label of a relationship. Don't be in a relationship just for the label of a relationship. It's in the word itself, self-growth. It's like it's self, it's you, it's yourself, and that obviously takes independence and that takes time alone. I'm not saying you can't work on yourself in your relationship, because I think if it's with the right person, it can actually be so beneficial and I think it can actually probably be life-changing, like true like love and loyalty. But that's like a really powerful thing, still very special, because there's so many people in this world that you can be compatible with many people, but like a soulmate or someone that would really like change your life for the better, I don't think that just comes out of anywhere. That you can't find that everywhere. Definitely not. I hope that what I said just makes sense. Yeah, we're gonna do this. I already journaled the future note that I want to look at for when I finish this semester, and I hope that I live up to the goals and what I want to go after and achieve this semester. We're gonna make it happen. Thing is, like, it's so easy to say somebody is like smart or brilliant or, you know, meant for this or not, but it has to come from inside. It has to, because there are smart people who could get through pre-med, and there are, you know, intelligence is partly genetic and it's partly environment. So there can be someone who's really, really, really smart, and they could, you know, have a much easier time than somebody else getting into med school, but maybe they don't want it. And if you don't want it, you're not gonna make it, because it's such a hard path. The person who maybe not as intelligent, but wants it super, super bad, is gonna do what it takes to get there. They're gonna take the extra steps, and maybe that means studying more, maybe that means finding a tutor, maybe that means doing more than maybe other kids have to do to get there, but they're still gonna do it because they want to. And even if you are super smart, you might still want to do all that extra work to get there. So just keep that in mind. Don't go to medicine because your mom tells you to, because your dad tells you to, because you feel forced societal pressure to make money. Who cares? As long as you're passionate about what you do and you have a drive for something, like, that is what matters. If you're looking at it just for the money, like, you're not gonna win. I don't think. I mean, that's just what I think. It doesn't come from a true passion. It doesn't come from your heart. Okay, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been 30 minutes of footage, so I need to cut this down. I hope you enjoyed, and I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next video, whatever that video would be. I think I might do a clothing haul, because I have lots of new clothes that just came in, and I want to try them on, and I think you guys love the hauls. You guys love the clothing hauls. I might do a try on. Okay, bye.